Bienvenidos, fans of the hottest entertainment on the planet. I'm Fuego here, and this is a Rapido Fuego review, but, just a little bit of, I guess, reflective out of the theater reaction sort of business, because I just went and for the first time saw the extended edition of The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring for its 25th anniversary. Now, they're actually doing this with all three of Peter Jackson's original trilogy, because he did come back to do the slightly maligned Hobbit trilogy after the fact. It was originally supposed to be Guillermo del Toro, but in any event, yeah, 25 years this December since the OG Fellowship came out and everything. And I gotta say, there is nothing that really gives it its proper, reverence than seeing the sheer scale, size, spectacle of this on the biggest screen possible, booming sound system, all of that rad status business. It was actually just supposed to be this past weekend, but they have extended it through the week, so there are various other opportunities to go and check this out. And, having not watched this in the theater since December of, 2001 when it first came out, and having never seen the extendeds on the big screen, there is a debate about, whether, extended and director's cuts versus theatrical cuts, because in some cases you've got like the Star Wars special editions where, some people have some misgivings about, what George Lucas did with those. But then you have stuff like, for me, the director's cut of Aliens that Cameron did, or, Ridley Scott's director's cuts always seem to be superior. And so I did not, even having not watched this in X amount of years, say that I could pinpoint specific instances. Now, I know that, between, Fellowship Towers and then Return of the King, they do add more and more with those extendeds. And I have them, in home release, back at Casa and Fuego, but there was just absolutely nothing like seeing the, when Arwen is getting chased by the Wraiths, or even the CGI that holds up so well with like the giant orc and, in the mine cave stuff, and even the big like fire demon monster, that, Gandalf goes toe to toe with, "You shall not pass," and all that business. I mean, just this maybe, as far as like dialogue wise, has many of the most iconic bits, my bow and my axe and all that stuff. And obviously the aforementioned line from Gandalf where he's facing down this big fire demon thing. But I mean, what an achievement for Peter Jackson, coming from, this, gloriously gross out, horrific genre work. I mean, I love his early stuff, Meet the Feebles and Brain Dead, obviously all the way back to Bad Taste. But it's so interesting how he was able to pivot to something of such a momentous, monumental magnitude with this. So I urge anybody, even if you're like the more casual fan like me, I read The Hobbit in school, but never anything beyond that. So this is quite a sight to behold, and it's pretty rad status that they extended it. So go check it out.